I remember when I was growing up as a hobbyist photographer, and I took it serious, and I remembered looking at other people's photos and realizing that, you know, these guys are professional photographers and I'm not, but I feel like we shoot the same, and what makes them a professional and me not a professional? And I remember I strongly had to consider this, and I didn't know how to define it. I didn't know how to define a professional photographer versus me, the guy who was pretty good at taking pictures but wasn't a professional photographer. And I came to this conclusion, and I hope that this helps you understand it as well. The thing that made me eventually a professional photographer was that photography was my profession, right? Like, that's largely it. There are no barriers to entry in the photography world, in that if you want to be a doctor, you need to go to medical school. If you want to be a nurse, you need to take the test. If you want to be a mechanic, you have to be a certified mechanic. In photography, there are none of those things, right? Anybody can pick up a camera and call themselves a photographer, and much more, they can call themselves a professional photographer if they choose to. And so the thing that made the distinction easy for me was when my phone started ringing and people said, "Hey Rashad, I'd like for you to come and do this, you know, photograph this thing for me. How much?" That was the thing that set it apart for me. Not much of anything else. It wasn't that I put together some great portfolio. It wasn't that I was willing to show up to the next conference. It wasn't that I registered for Professional Photographers of America. It was that I actually started making money taking pictures, being a photographer. And so if you've been looking for that delineation for you, if you've been trying to understand that, or you know someone who is, I mean, listen, you can call yourself a professional at any moment. But the thing that made it comfortable for me was knowing that I'm now getting paid for this. And I soon grew into not just getting paid for it, but it was the only thing that I did. It was my profession. It was my occupation, and still is. And so I hope that helps out, at least to understand that, what it looked like for me, and maybe that'll help you. And as a matter of fact, if you're watching this and you have a different definition, if you found yourself as a professional photographer, but under different circumstances, if you've been able to qualify it in a different way, I'd love to hear from you. I want to know what that looks like for you. So please comment, because I don't think there's any wrong way to look at it, unless you don't even own a camera, or you don't take pictures, and you just said, "I'm a professional photographer," and that might be the one wrong way. Maybe there's a couple other, and you'll probably help me find those in the comments as well. But let me know, and again, share this with somebody who you think might find some benefit from it, and I will talk to you later. Peace.